Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to this week's book review. This one is for Once Upon a Time in Crochet by Lynne Rowe. So come on, let's go and see what it's all about. So let's get started on this book review. Now please remember, I borrow these from my local library so that I can have a look through them first, and then if I choose to purchase it, I know exactly what I'm getting, so there is no surprises. So I would suggest that if you're looking for new books, have a look through the playlist, which will be up here and also on the end screen. That'll give you an idea of the patterns that each of the books contain. And then if you want more information like the yarn weights or the hook sizes, you can then of course borrow the book and have a nose and then purchase it if you choose to make the patterns. Okay, so this book of course is called Once Upon a Time in Crochet. There is 30 amigurumi characters from your favourite fairy tales. It is been written by Lynne Rowe, and it's been printed by Search Press. Now on the back it's saying that in the UK it's priced in at £9.99. Now that was at the time of this publication. The price may have changed. If you want to have a nose at www.searchpress.com, that's a really cool website to go to, where the printing company, it shows you all the different books that they have. Now this book was actually printed in 2015, and I know that because I had a look on the second page in the book. Right, so let's skip through. I don't want to spoil too much for you. But first off, we have got the 7 dwarfs. There is a little red one hiding here, but there's also, of course, my library stamp, and you don't need to see that. Okay, so that's on your first cover. So then we come in and we have our contents sheet, we have our acknowledgements, have all the extra information about the book. Now the book itself was actually printed in China, although I don't think that makes much of a difference. Right, so our contents list is very nicely put together here. It starts off with your introduction and materials, important notes, techniques, the fairy tales, you can see highlighted. And then it comes in to which ones they cover. It's the Princess and the Pea, the Ugly Duckling, 3 Billy Goats, Gruff, Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, Puss in Boots, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, Little Red Riding Hood, the 3 Little Pigs, Frog Prince, Hansel and Gretel, Rapunzel, and then at the back there is abbreviations and crochet conversions. Now, which means that basically, although this book, I've got a feeling, is written in English terms, you can, with the conversion chart, convert it to American terms. Okay, so let's turn over and have a look. We've got a nice big chunk of an introduction here and a couple of the toys. I believe that's the Puss in Boots there. And there's Rapunzel. That's going to be a troll, isn't it? Okay. So rather than reading through it, that's something for you guys to read at a later point. Okay, so we have got our materials list here. It's talking about the yarn, the hooks, a wool needle, stitch markers, sharp scissors, tape measure, rust proof pins, project bag and notebook and pen, a sewing needle and thread, safety eyes and noses, spray starch, toy filling, felt and fabric pieces. Now please remember, if you are in the UK and you're planning to sell these, there are some new rules that are coming in regards to different testing bodies, a bit like the CE mark, but the UK have got a new mark that we enforce next year. We've been lucky, they've given us another year to get our heads on a wobble and get it fixed. But that means that some of these little pieces here we would not be able to include in our toys unless we put them on a stand and say they have no play value. Yeah, nightmare. Okay, so our next section is about important notes, and here's a whole section here about toy safety. As I said, there is updates to that. We also have a techniques section, and they're showing you there how they start with the magic loop method. We're talking about stuffing. They've got adding safety eyes, adding safety noses, stitching heads and bodies together, material, was it the mattress stitch, sorry, making moving arms and legs, making pom-poms with a fork, making pom-poms with your fingers, and blocking. Now, to be honest, if you've never worked with amigurumi, this is starting to look like a very good book to get, because it's covering quite a lot of the basics. Now let's see how many different stitches and other techniques they add in. We've got attaching with hair with a crochet hook, making curls, you know them as curly cubes, making a hair cap, and then it moves directly onto the fairy tales. Okay, so it doesn't cover everything. What I would suggest is, if you've not done amigurumi before and you want to start out, jump onto YouTube, have a look for what's called invisible decreasing and invisible increasing in regards to amigurumi. That way, when you increase and decrease, it won't be seen, or at least it will look a heck of a lot neater than what some of mine did right back at the beginning. It stops the stuffing showing through. Right, so let's get on with the fairy tales. On the first one, it is a princess and the pea. So in here you get the information on how to make the princess doll, and I believe it might come with her little crown and things, but I can't tell you too much. But if you like the look of that one, oh yeah, as you can see here, lots and lots of information. Oh, it does show you how to do the bed, the pillows and the cover as well. Okay, and even how to make the piece. So yes, it's everything in the photo. Now with the ugly duckling, of course, you'll get how to make the ugly duckling, the scarf and the hat. It's quite sweet, isn't he? Now for these ones, she is using a DK 8 ply, which is a 3-weight yarn. Okay, but I haven't read this book, so I can't tell you what type of yarn it is. The majority of amigurumi we make normally with cotton because it withholds better in the wash. Okay, yeah, a bit of a sneak there. Right, so this one is the 3 billy goat gruff. So with this one, you get the troll, and you will get the sheep pattern and the variations on the sheep, although it does look like she's just changed colours and maybe moved the horns around and the placement of the heads a little bit differently. Okay, I've got quite a bit there. The next one up is a Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Them bears have got big heads. What size are they? 10 centimetres 4 inches. They would make really cool keychains. They're quite diddy. Okay, so in there, of course, you will get the how to make the, it looks like it's got a hair cap on it for the doll, so it will be the hair cap, how to do the hair, make the little dress, make the little bow, the bears, the flower and the scarves. Yep, I can see patterns for all. Oh, we're still going. They've even got a picnic basket. How cute. And a little rug. It's a granny square rug. Yay! Right, okay, and next one, Puss in Boots. He needs bigger eyes. Needs bigger eyes. Okay, the finished size on this one is 26 centimeters or 10¼ inches. Okay, so within this pattern, of course, you are going to get the basic pattern for the cat, the boots, the hat, and of course the thing tied around his neck. That's it, you're all shouting at the screen, so you know it. Okay, and even down to the little feather in the hat, that is within the book as well. Alright, our next one up is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now the finished size of Snow White is 15 centimeters, which is 5¼ inches high, and the dwarfs are 2½ inches high or 6 centimeters. And again, you will be given the pattern for everything that you can see on the page. So you've got the main doll with her hair cap, her bow, and a little apple, and then you've got the pattern for the dwarf, which shows you how to do the main face with his little button nose, his beard, ears, and hat. And of course, you just change the colours then on the pattern to represent each dwarf. Right, so let's get on to the next pattern. Oh, there's lots of different stitches in there. It's quite cute. So I'm still flicking through the pages. I get to see a little bit more of this book, of course, than what you do. Okay, our next one is Little Red Riding Hood. In this pattern, you get the Little Red Riding Hood doll with her little hat, flower, cape, dress, boots, bag, and you get the cheeky wolf as well, which also has a scarf on him. Now, Little Red Riding Hood stands at 24 centimeters, which is a 9¼ inches. The wolf is 23 centimeters, which is 9 inches, so he's a little bit smaller than her, but they are quite cute, aren't they there? Oh, and cheeky, look at that, it's the wolf's tail. Little trick I've got for you: make the tail first and crochet that in as you are going round and round and round in the body. It saves sewing it in later. Right, that was a cheeky one there, wasn't it, for a cheeky tip that you didn't think you'd get during a book review. Okay, and next one is the Three Little Pigs. So the pig size on this one is 16 centimeters, which is 6¼ inches high, excluding the hat, so they're not counting the hat height in that. The wolf is 12 centimeters, which is 4¼ inches high, but that's including the ears. I think they measure from bum to tip of nose, to be honest. Okay, for this one, again, this one is made with the 4-ply fingering cotton, or you can use a substitute. It gives you a couple of extra bits there. Okay, and it's worked on a 3mm, which is a UK 11, a US C2, or a D3 hook. They've really gone into detail with this description section, and it's even, the piggies have even got curly Q tails. Okay. Oh. The next one up is this cheeky frog prince. Yes, I know somebody who would like that. I've done enough frogs, woman. Right, okay, so for this one, the finished size is 29 centimeters or 11¼ inches high. Now that does exclude the crown. It's saying here that they're using a DMC woolly or substitute, which is an 8-ply DK yarn. I would have to do some more research on that. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Now the pattern comes in with the ball, the frog, and of course the crown. Okay, moving on to Hansel and Gretel. Now all characters in this one are approximately 24 centimeters, which is 9.5 inches high. Okay, and you've got the patterns here for Hansel, Gretel and the witch, so all three there. So of course with the witch you've got the witch, the hair cap, the dress, shoes, the hat. There is a lot. Okay, do I need to talk? He's even got a little bag. Do I need to carry on talking? She's got a red scarfy thingy. Right, okay, so let's move on to the next section. I'm not sure. I think that this one may in fact be the last pattern. Oh, not quite. How did I miss Rapunzel? Oh, that's right. I stuck her up in her tower and forgot all about her. Okay, now Rapunzel is 20 centimeters or 7.5 inches high. Now that is the measurement for the tower. For the doll, she is 16 centimeters, 6.25 inches high. Again, they're using the same cotton as before. So it's all being used with the same cotton. I might scoot back to the front and see if I can get some more details on that cotton. But there she is. And of course the pattern comes with the tower and Rapunzel. So it's everything that you can see in the picture is covered in the information here within the pattern. Okay, and on our very last page we have the abbreviations list, and here is the crocheted conversions. So it's written in UK and there is the US terminology. And there's also an extra sneak, which is a fold out section here that shows some of the books that Search Press had printed up to the date of printing this one. Now remember, this is from 2015. 15. I've got to find it again. Yeah, 2015. So it's what, 8 years old, give or take a year. So there we go. Okay, a little side note is that most of the patterns in this book are made of two types of yarn. You've got the DMC 4-ply Naturals Just Cotton and the DMC Woolly Merino DC. Okay, so they are the two different yarns, but of course you can change them out. So please remember, if you like this book, check the description box down below, where I will have placed links to different places where I've found the book for sale. Now if you are in another country and you have found this book for sale either at your local Amazon or at a local bookshop, please tell me in the comment section and I will move your information that you've given me over to the description box. Help a girl out. Right, that is it for me for today. I really hope you've enjoyed having a quick look through the Once Upon a Time in Crochet book. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure that you click the thumbs up button and make sure of course you are subscribed to the channel. That way you will not miss out on any new books coming up in future weeks, or any free patterns or any crazy videos. Right, I'm gonna head off now. I will see you all really soon. So please remember to stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody.